Hello again, my dudes. This is Kadima with another boss guide video. This time, I actually had to backtrack on my boss guide videos because I completely forgot about the Parade Master and the Mad Donkey. The reason why I forgot about these is because I kind of consider them to be tutorial bosses, so to speak. Especially this guy. It's before you even reach the hotel area. The boss itself, it's very easy to read. His attacks are very predictable, and when compared with all the other bosses in the game, these two are actually very easy, and you don't even need a solid strategy to beat them. You don't have access to any special weapons. Nothing will give you an edge during these fights, except for the throwable objects that you might come across. But no weapon up to this point will be better than any other weapon, because you won't have access to anything besides that what you have from the start of the game. So, that being said, let's focus on the Parade Master itself, and what I call Boss Zero of the game. So, the Parade Master, as I said, this is a Motivity build, and therefore I went with a Great Sword option. The strategy is quite simple, as you can see for what I'm doing in the video. You just stay away from it, you bait him into attacking you. When he does, you land an R2 or a running R2 if you can. Dodge his attacks. Again, they're quite easy to predict, they are stupidly easy to dodge, stupidly easy to avoid. You are not going to do massive amounts of damage, because this is just at the start of the game. The game doesn't want you to be OP from the start or anything like that. So you'll just be doing enough damage to kill bosses, but they will take some time. So as long as you have the right strategy, and as you can see I'm landing a couple of charged R2s when I have the chance, you should be able to finish the boss without much of a problem. Again, you just have to be patient, because the boss was designed to last. But it's not very challenging, as you can see. You just keep your distance, you dodge his attacks, you get an R1 here and there when you can, and that's it. That's basically everything you need to do. Keep in mind that if you do get hit, it's not a good idea to try to heal yourself straight away, because we are very limited on the number of post cells you have at this stage. So I guess that the only challenging part is that for those who are less experienced, you might take a bit more damage. So try to manage those post cells a bit better, so you don't run out, and then you end being in a position that you have no way to heal, and you are still like midway in the fight. So don't panic, keep your distance, repair your weapon if you have to, like I'm doing here, because I don't want my weapon durability to go all the way up to 0 and then I start panicking. So if you have a moment, keep your distance, repair your weapon, and go back to the fight. Just be patient, don't rush. This game is not about rushing into getting things done, it's more about doing it intelligently, so you don't have to struggle with any boss in this game. And even the bosses that are a bit more challenging, as you will see further forward in the guide, they can easily be overcome with the right weapon, with the right amulets equipped, and with the right approach as well. Now, I have gone past midway his HP bar, but as you can see, I'm not rushing, I'm taking my time. This is the start of the game, I don't want to die to this guy unnecessarily, there's no need for that. The hotel is just around the corner from this guy. Once you reach the hotel, you can level up, you'll have access to the game itself, because as I said at the start of the video, this is basically a tutorial boss. I wasn't even planning on doing a video on these guys, the Parade Master or the Mad Donkey, because they are so easy and you don't really have access to anything that is going to make the fight a bit less challenging. It's all about, you have this weapon, you have that weapon, make the best of it. As you can see, I just got smashed, but I'm not rushing into getting that charged attack. As you can see, I actually ended up missing my charged attack because I was too far. and then by the time I did land the charged attack, the opening for the stagger attack was gone. Again, I managed to get it here, I do the charge R2 and I finish the fight. Easy does it. Number one thing, be patient. As for the second tutorial boss, as I call it, is the Mad Donkey. It's before you even free Geppetto. Geppetto is not at the hotel. So again, I consider this to still be kind of a tutorial, and the tutorial ends with this guy, because from here onwards, you now have access to a few things that will give you an advantage over certain bosses. I did throw a couple of consumables just for the sake of doing damage. None of them at this stage will give you an edge during this fight. I did try to fish the backstab here for the purpose of this video, but I actually missed. Another thing I can recommend for this boss, if you want to risk it, is try to perfect guard his attacks. They are very telemetric, they are easy to read, and if you can perfect guard them, you will eventually break his weapon, which will make a good difference when it comes to the amount of damage that you take, but especially in the reach of his smashing attacks, because he will be then missing most of them. Funny enough, because the weapon is so long that when he does hit you, it tends to be just because of that. It's not because they are hard to miss, it's just they are hard to dodge. It's mostly because it's got quite the reach, his weapon. Now, I got him electrified, which helps doing a bit more damage, but again, you don't need to waste your throwable objects on this guy. I just did it for the sake of making the fight a bit faster. Manage your post cells cleverly. As you can see, I took the risk there and I nearly got hit while I was healing. Here, I also tried another fishing back stab, but I missed. I'm not used to the great sword, I have to say. I've been playing the game with swords and daggers and batons. I've never used a great sword up to this point, and I've completed the game 5 times. So if you are into great swords, yeah, go for it. I wouldn't recommend, especially for boss fights, because their attacks take so long that you will eventually get interrupted and you will not do as much damage as you potentially could if you were using a faster weapon. It's not about how hard you hit in this game. It's more about how often you can hit in between protecting yourself from enemy hits, or healing, or dodging, or perfect guarding your enemy attacks. Now, again, this is not a hard boss fight, but again, you are limited to the weapon that you start with. There is not an advantage you can get here. I did use the Fable Arts just for the sake of doing it with a great sword, as I never done it before. He's nearly finished. I actually ran out of post sales here. But again, don't panic. Keep your cool. Block if you have to, like I just did. There's no need to take the full damage, especially when you are so close to kill the boss. And again, that's it. I finished the fight, and that's both the Master Puppet, the Parade Master, and the Mad Donkey done. Again, the tutorial bosses, as I call them. I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio!